was absorbing through the full lotus. I was absorbing his Yuan Qi red light liver blockage, and so then I kept reading my book. I didn't dare look at him, and then I could feel my liver getting really hot, and then the energy started going out of my pineal gland to behind me. So I knew he was sitting in a booth in the back of the restaurant, in the fast food place, and I was sitting in a booth facing the other direction on the side of the wall. But again, this whole time I was just reading my book, feeling my liver, and then as the more energy went out of my pineal gland through the back of my head, then slowly my liver started to stop burning. It got less of a burning sensation, and then the heat went away as more energy. It went through my heart, up through my heart, and then up out of the pineal and to the back of my head. So when my liver cooled down, I thought, oh good, now I'm safe. I feel safer because I've cleared out his anger blockage. And of course, the whole time I'm just reading my book, right? And then all of a sudden I hear him. He's right up on me at my roof. And I glance up and I look up at him. He looks at me and says, thank you. And I didn't dare say a word to him because this kind of psychic energy holds up all the pulling up all the body, electrochemicals, and so all this anaerobic bacteria leaches out of my skull, out of my gums from the Yuan Qi. So I just smiled at him, and then I went back to my book, and I was shocked. I was really shocked that he would tell me that it just happened, because it's a very rare thing somebody is able to acknowledge that. I noticed over the years that the non-white cultures are able to acknowledge the energy healing, because I had other strangers like it, and they were always non-white people. They were either African American, Native American, or maybe Asian sometimes. I'm not sure. Anyway, of course, there's a difference between males and females, obviously. So another time I had a female coworker, and she got hired to clear out my work division. We got replaced by a speed dialer, and so we lost, my job was transformed, and I just quit because I didn't need, they replaced me with a speed dialer. I was the paper shuffler, and I told them when she got hired, we don't have any, there's no more turf, because I took all the paper away to put it in the computer, but people weren't using the computer, so it was just, people were losing their jobs right and left because they didn't have enough turf anyway. So she sends me this email, and it's a really nice email saying, I'd like to meet with you and so we can talk about this. It's very friendly worded, but the anger energy was just amazing. She was young and she had a strong energy. She was, well endowed, so she had a lot of jing. And and slowly I transformed her anger. And it was still stuck in her anger. But then finally, all of a sudden, I had this amazing bliss, like really deep bliss that shot up my spine. So, and then by the time I had the meeting with her, I just felt love, bliss and love, So I had transformed the anger. So another time, somebody yelled at me really badly, and in my house, and I knew that this was just extra energy, right? The anger energy, and so I literally did not say a word, because normally people, if someone yells at me bad, then the other person yells right back. But I've forced myself to just be silent, and then I immediately would go down to the basement to my bench press and set up a bench press there. And so I could take that anger, the extra Yuan Qi, and then immediately turn it into So I was absorbing the other person's anger and then turn it in. I had all that extra energy now to upgrade it to Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. He calls it the palm. He says there's this blissful sensation that shoots up the spine. There's weights, and he calls it the palm. So that's literally what you're doing. You're taking anger and you turn it into Yuan Qi that turns into cerebrospinal and shooting up your spine. So there's a transformation going on. And so I was able to go all the way up to two plates, which is like this minimum standard for good weightlifters, 225 pounds. And then I told you, he said, yeah, that's most people. And then, the Qigong master, he said when he got angry, light bulbs would explode in his house. And also, his lawnmower would start smoking if he was angry. It's like, that's why the master actually said that, if you don't need to go one-on-one because you just get so much self-righteous anger from the emotion. Because you have to, normally the Yuan Qi is going on our eyes, but when we meditate, we have to return it back to the liver, return it to wisdom, but then it can easily restore the energy that's the vagus nerve, so it's a deep blissful meditation. But then in Qi, it's the sympathetic nervous system. So if we want to admit it as one Qi, but the different emotions will all feed back into the heart as the emotion, and then it goes out of the third eye from the heart. Okay, that's it. Thanks. Bye.